Felipe, he liked him some drama. He liked to make sure he in everybody's shit, boy. Because he turned to Nick and was like, how does it feel to be rejected by your wife? I wanted Nick so bad when Tori brought up the leaving after sex to go back and say, how does it feel to be rejected by your wife?
Not petty.
I wanted him to do that so bad. I said, Nick, come on. You know we want the reality TV. But he didn't do it. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Married at First Sight, episodes 7, 8, and 9. This is our part 2 recap. So if you have not caught our part 1, which is all about Mecca and Bella Jolie, and then also Sean and Nikki, make sure you check that out. This recap is going to be covering the rest of the couples, so strap on in because we got some things to discuss. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this episode, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, and be in the comments. Let us know because obviously on the Mecca Bella Jolie, I think I'm in the minority. Okay, but here I think we might be on the same page. I don't know. We got these.
I'm crying.
I know we went through them comments. They're like, everybody's cuddling Mecca. Oh. I'm like, look, okay, can a brother get some love? I'm sorry, okay. But anyway, check that out if you guys want to see that convo. It was pretty fun. Let's start off with Adam and Marissa. Like, I think they're the funnest couple that,
I think so too.
Is in this batch. Do we want to start with the deflection and the couples? Like,
yeah, I guess I don't know if necessarily. I mean, maybe he avoids tough conversations. Mm-hmm. At the same time, there's something about their lightheartedness that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Because they are just meeting each other, you know. Now, they of course committed to a very serious situation, which is marriage. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the fact that they're kind of going about it as if they're dating and like, seeing what happens. I don't know. I feel like it kind of takes the pressure off just a little bit. They seem like they're pretty flexible within their lifestyles. Now, of course, Adam, he has his way that he wants to live, but it seems like if he wanted to, he could pick up. And it seems like Marissa, if she wanted to, she could pick up and go, So I feel like, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think that they are, I do like the lighthearted nature. I agree with you. And I did feel like they were being a little bit too hard on them. However, I do think that they are doing very surface stuff, like for this to be such a serious process. And so I think there needs to be some in the middle. Like, I think his response to saying that, like, oh, the serious part of me is more of a persona, like I am this guy who likes to be silly and, show up the way I do. And I feel relaxed to do that. I actually thought that was a good, insightful comment by him, but I don't think that it has to be he's right, the therapists are wrong, or the therapists are right, he's wrong. I think that the therapist saying that he uses humor to deflect is a good, I think that's a good observation. And I think that if he could stay in the kind of easy bubble that they're in, but also introduce some of these more harder conversations and these more the things that are have a little bit more depth. I think that would be a perfect world. I think the therapists were positioning it a little bit too much either or,
Yeah, I think where I start to get a little I don't know, it's because of Marissa's end of it. Like, Marissa seems like that's something she's craving. She commented that she wishes that Adam had a little bit more of Cameron's personality, a little bit more maturity. But it's like, you're not saying that, right? And so Adam is under the impression, oh, this is good. She enjoys my humor. She's like, and we talked about this in the last recap. She's being very, oh, yes, I love it. I just want to see what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And she even made a comment this batch of episodes, not really knowing what she wants for her future. So I feel like Marissa needs to figure out what's important to her in order to say yes, what's going to be able to move their relationship further in a way where she feels like there is like meaningful sides to it, because from what we're seeing, she's not expressing it to him. And I feel like if she expressed it to him, he would meet her there. He seems like a guy who I think he would.
He gives me that he likes to do what he does. He likes to lead. He likes to fill up the space the way he wants to do it. And I think the reason they're matching so well right now is because she is just like, she doesn't know what she wants. She said it at some point in one of these episodes. She was like, I'm not really sure. And so it's just like when you have a almost blank slate and willing to go along, and he's got, oh yeah, I got an agenda. We doing this and this and this and that. Then it just makes for things to go smoother. But like I said, I think I said it a couple episodes back, like this, at some point she's going to figure out what she wants. And if it's not exactly this list of what he wants, they're going to have some issues in my view. But I think he's heavy-handed. I've dated the heavy-handed quite a bit. I think he's heavy-handed. I think he's a guy who has difficulty sharing in like, let's do what we want to do as opposed to me, you know? And I think she's just going along for the ride. And so it's all peachy gravy. It's all, you know, peaches and cream. I don't know.
Yeah, peaches and cream.
It's gravy now, but later on it's going to be a problem. So I do think they need to get to some of these more serious things. But also, as you pointed out, she gotta vocalize. She gotta figure some things out. It's like we talk about Caitlyn and them, or are you ready for the process? But for her, are you ready just from a standpoint of like knowing who you are, you know? Sometimes I think about like when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, I'm going to be married and have all these kids. And I was like 23 years old. And I'm like, that woman would have been swallowed. You know what I mean? Yeah. She would have been swallowed because she didn't know who she was. 25, 26, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really start knowing who I was until I was like 28 was a good 27, 28. That was a good little time. Leading into 30s and stuff like that. But really 27, 28. So I don't know how old she is. How old is she?
Yeah, I don't know how old these couples are. No, I do agree about the part that is very much so Adam's world. But again, like they have set up this environment for it to be Adam's world. And so I'm not going to call a spade yet on his willingness to bend until Marissa said, I need Marissa to say something and I need to see how he responds before I make a full opinion on it. That's kind of where I'm at. Cause although he does, cause I don't know, I feel like even when the experts did say something, he leaned in and like, I feel like he took it and was like, okay. And this is kind of why, and he was able to make adjustments in the moment within their conversation. And so I don't know, it's kind of like a wait and see thing for me.
Yeah, I think that he did that in that. I don't even think he received it, but I think in that moment he accepted it because it's this quote unquote expert, you know what I mean? Telling him this is what I see, as opposed to, I wonder if that same energy would come into one-on-one. But also it just seemed like it might have rolled off his back, to be honest. Like, I don't know. We'll see in the next drop.
Yeah. Now, what I was surprised was that was like the first time they had a real conversation about her dad. I was like, oh, no, y'all ain't talking about nothing.
I know. They're not.
Upbringings, nothing. Y'all really just paddle boating and sailing and jet skiing away, honey.
I
know.
But we
did.
Cat thing. Yeah, I would say we did see the massage and the cat.
That was her moment to say, get that motherfucking cat out this goddamn bedroom if you want to keep touching me. Because what you not finna do is pet me with all this oil on your head and then pet the cat and then come back and pet me. I don't want the fur. I mean, first, I don't want the cat near me. But the fact that you're not even thinking about your hands is oily, you're touching and rubbing on your cat, and now you coming to rub on me. No. No. And I'm allergic to cats. She said she was allergic to cats and would just take a pill if it was the right guy. She not speaking up enough for me. That's why she really ain't. Because at that moment, I've been like, romance over. Like, the confessionals cannot be the realest that you are, Marissa.
Because she does in the confessionals. I'm so surprised when she's like, I wish she was more mature. Or I'm actually, I was
like, God damn, you frowned?
Yeah, it's like one thing that I do believe a woman, and I feel like I learned this from my mom, a woman has to be vocal. She has to be vocal. You have to be. And so I do feel like the fact that she hasn't learned that yet is just going to lead to like one of those marriages that, you know, things shift around like whatever year in when she gets into her space of like, okay, this is not working for me. Okay. Yeah. And it either shifts and it's a divorce or it shifts in the man. Like Kevin on stage talk about it, like how his wife was like, this is not working for me. And it shifts, you know what I'm saying? And I guess for them, they've been together since like middle school or something. So it's like that shift is going to come earlier than the Middle Ages, but it's nonetheless, it happens, you know, when a woman really truly discovers herself and is able to vocalize that. So I don't know, but I will say kudos to him for giving the massage, because I'm gonna tell you, I have been always asking for a good little massage. That's my favorite thing to do, like by a professional. But if I am always like, oh, rub my feet up, back massage, do some shit. I like it. And half the time they want to give you a little baby one, or they want to, you know, I don't know. Like I've never had a full-fledged, and I want a full-fledged by my man. Okay.
Or just the fact that she didn't have to ask. I thought that was nice.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, kudos to Adam. Now he just needs to get the cat out of there. But he did.
No, honestly, he was. I would love to do this again. No. That cat gotta go. Oh my God, that cat gotta go.
Facts.
I would love it again. I think this was so much fun. It was so romantic. No, it was not, Adam.
Yes.
It was definitely not.
Yes. He also talked about being in therapy in this, and I was just like, that's interesting. Like, he's such an interesting guy. I actually think he's funnier than he was in the beginning. Like, I like the version of Adam that Adam is more than he was at the beginning. But
not the warming hands, Adam.
The what?
For the piano.
Oh yeah. but that's him. I do feel like that's him, you know, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess part of the reason why I think that he's going to not be as responsive to her needs if she were to start saying things that were like not what he wants is because of that. I feel like that personality is going to show up in this form and say, no, I don't, that's not what I want to do. So I'm not going to do that. This may not be the relationship for me. And that's probably why he leave. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he says he's tried so many relationships and he stayed in so long, even beyond cheating, I think he said.
Yeah, he did. And he said he's been scarred by that. It's traumatic for him. So
I'm trying to get an understanding of him, a full understanding.
Yeah.
But
a little picture profile over there.
Yeah. Well, anything else on them, or should we move into Nick and Courtney?
No, let's go to Nick and Courtney. This thing is also burning. They're in the same ship as Sean and Nikki. To me, they just need to let it go. Just let it go. I am so confused as to why Nick keeps, I'm not confused. I know, because he's doing it for the cameras. I'm just like, you don't need to keep telling the cameras that things are going well, because we can see that they're not. Y'all are not good communicators.
I'm like, there's cameras. Okay. We see.
Yes, this is absolutely insane. Even the therapist caught it when they walked in together holding hands and said, oh, the experts will be so proud. And they quickly let go as soon as they got into the crowd. It's like they are going along to get along. She keeps making these comments
about Adam. You think she likes Adam? Because I think she might. Okay.
She might like Adam, and she might like Felipe. In the last match, she said, I could talk to Felipe all day. But what I think is actually happening is she don't know what she like. Courtney don't know what she likes.
She might not know what she likes, but I also think she's attracted to Adam, and I think maybe Adam makes her feel calm, maybe because he seems like a type of guy who would talk to you and keep up a conversation. And I feel like Nick is too laid back that it creates too much space for awkwardness for her. She don't know what to do with the gaps. She needs somebody who's like, like, and they're gonna be together, like. And so it's not, I don't even think it's, but I agree with you. I don't think that she knows what she wants, but I think that her nervous system leads the show with that. And so she's drawn to them because her nervous system can be like, it doesn't have to fill in the awkwardness of a silence or any gaps, or, her mind just wanders. But also, let me talk about Mama with the mega platinum Karen do. Okay. I said this.
the whole family played their part. The whole family had a role. Everybody.
I said, I see where it comes from. Okay.
Yes.
But that's all.
Everybody is uptight, tense, baby. Want things a certain way.
Who was the girl, though? Was that her brother's
That's
fiance?
her sister.
Oh, that's her sister.
The one that she jumped on?
Yeah, that she jumped on. The sister seemed calm and cool. Yeah. And I'm not trying to say, like, you can't be super PDA with your family and touchy-feely, you know, not PDA, but I guess it's PDA, whether it's with family or not. But
it was a display of affection that she ain't trying to give to Nick. She ain't got no issue jumping on her sister and straddling at that.
I was so surprised. Like, I'm not trying to equate to be like comfort with family to being like comfort with someone you just met. But I guess I was just very, very surprised because I did not expect her to be a touchy-feely person, to be like that touchy-feely the way she interacts with him. And so it's even more reason to make me feel like, no, it seems like a no. And it's like what I was saying with Nikki and Sean. I was like, there's nothing here to save. That's why I'm kind of like, that's the way I feel about them. It's nothing to save. There's no spark or anything that ever has kicked off here.
Yeah, no, it literally, even when they were walking into the house and she was like, we can't hold hands because they're going to talk about me, to then jump on her sister. Like, that made no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the comments that she made throughout these episodes, not just the one about Adam being the hottest, but when she was like, oh, I'm just going to go with crusty lips, and she said, it's not like I kiss you with them anyways, or I'm not a gym PDA girl. It's like, it's very clear that you are very cringe. Like, you have the ick when it comes to Nick. Like, and we just need to call a spade and just leave it at that. But she has a lot of baggage.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if she's cringe about a lot of things. My mom used to always say that, like, when people who are critical of others a lot, or, you know, well, I guess that's not really applicable, but I wonder if like that cringe is just spreading to all of these moments, and she's just, everything is cringe for her, like with him, all this PDA stuff, because she judges herself, I don't know, too harshly, or, you know, and so everything she's looking at it and she's talking about it being embarrassing. Even that comment about her, whatever complications she's had with sex, I'm actually unclear about what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Is it trauma, or is it just unpleasant bad sex? And I'm like,
I literally wrote down, has she been sexually assaulted? Because the way that she's approaching it, I'm like expecting, I'm not trying to invalidate what she is feeling, but it just seems like there's more there that she's not talking about, because I'm like, being left, liking somebody more than you, like, these are common experiences in dating. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
she could have.
What is it?
Maybe she had like bad experiences. Maybe someone was just foul with her in terms of like her opening up in that space. And she just, one, felt rejected, and then two, was disrespected in this most intimate space or something like that. Like, it doesn't have to be like an assault or something, but just like somebody could say something that's just a comment about like your body, or like what, you know, they could just say anything foul. Just
I mean, she mentioned that she has been cheated on and she decided to stay thinking that was going to make somebody like her. She also said that she's engaged in sex thinking that was somebody was going to like her. And again, I'm not discounting these experiences, but these are things, right, that if you've at least tried to work through, if you're saying that you want to come and get married, that maybe they wouldn't be so loud and keeping you from even wanting to touch your man's thigh. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it feels like it's a little bit heavier, because you don't even want to touch this man's thigh. You don't even want to hold hands. You know, it gets very much so like, I'm very put off by anything intimate, like whatsoever.
Yeah, but that takes me back to, I think some of it also is just her, how she operates, because all of this, like, she's just so nervous. Like, oh my God, I'm burning my hair, or like, I'm sweating, you know, when they were getting ready. And she's like, not the silence. Like, it's just, there's something about her that is just very, I don't know. I saw a creator today talking about how it's normal for that space and time to feel like that. But I don't, though, actually think it's normal. I mean, if you don't like them, But and I get that that's what you're saying. You're over here like I can tell you about to be like
yeah, she don't like him. She don't, and she's very on. And I think part of that critical piece, as someone who has been in like the bodybuilding world, it is intense. Like the regimen that you need, the dieting, being always on, thinking about it 24/7. It kind of like ordering your steps and how you live, because it very much so is a very type A type of field to be in. And so I can only imagine what that has translated to into just in her real life. And from different bodybuilders that I've followed, usually when they're in their off season, they've gained a little weight, they're a little bit thicker. She seemed like she is in her bodybuilding shape, ready to get on stage at any moment, at any point of the day. And so it's very clear that she follows that regimen all the time, you know, and she's very serious about it. And so when you're in that, you're constantly like, you know, in the mirror posing. I mean, she stayed in the spray tans and the tanning beds. And so she is just naturally probably a little bit more critical of herself, and because of that, critical of others, or constantly looking for something that's wrong, like her sister pointed out. But then when they got to the couple session, when the therapist was like, I actually don't know anything about you, Nick, that I was kind of like, now why you put him on a damn TV show if you knew nothing about him? And you didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here?
Facts.
This was your job to not put somebody that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have an emotional heart-to-heart with Mecca because you know Mecca.
Yeah.
If you don't know Nick, why are you out here pairing him with somebody? That didn't make no sense to me. I'm like, you calling him out. Let's call you out, sis.
But yeah, no, I agree. But I did think that their statements were accurate about him.
Yeah, definitely accurate.
But I agree. Like, how did he get here if y'all don't know him? But not to hop back on her just a quick little second. When he asked her if she was ready for like a romantic relationship, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she is, because I wonder if when she talked about all those experiences of not choosing herself in the past, right? I wonder if she's just swung so hard in the other direction, that's like, I'm closed up. I'm not gonna let anyone play me. But it's very interesting. She seems to be opening up more, especially like at the dinners and stuff like that. She seemed to be opening up so much more. But it's like not in the right direction that seems like it's going to be compatible with him. Like, she's out here like, I actually don't think he's, I don't think he's confident at all. And then she's like asking all these questions. She's like shooting rapid fire questions at everybody else all the time. I felt like she was asking the most questions. But one thing I do want to point out that she said, and I was like, what you mean there, girl? She was like, I'm not a Me Too girl. And I'm like, what does that mean? Because what does that mean? Like,
and it didn't fit in the situation that we were talking about.
It didn't fit. And then it's like, what's a Me Too girl? Like, these women have been violated, okay?
Right.
And that's why it leads me to believe that maybe maybe what she's talking about when she talks about sex, because she calls it embarrassing, like the sexcapades of whatever that she's experienced, she calls it embarrassing. Like, who calls a trauma or a sexual assault embarrassing, you know? And so it's either some very like disassociation going on, like she's like, oh, it was my fault type of, or like it's not, something, or she's just talking about bad sex, which is like, what are we talking about, girl? But back to the Me Too thing. I just felt like that was, I don't like to see that behavior from other women, because like there's so many women who I think the statistics are like 1 in 6 women have been assaulted, and it may be even actually like more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sexual assaulted, not but, and it may be 1 in 3, just being honest. Like, but I think the last I read about it was like 1 in 6, and so it's just like, let us not do that, girl. Okay, let us not do that, because there are what are we supposed to be like? Dos. Like it's me too. You know what I'm saying? So what are we supposed to say? Like she's acting like it just triggered me a little bit because I'm like she's acting like that's a fad, and it's like what are you supposed to say when it happened to you as well? You know, so I don't know. But anyway,
I mean, I said, everybody in the family played a role, and so it's when she said it, I was just like,
and but they skipped right over that.
Surprised.
Nobody addressed it at all, and I'm like,
at least from what we saw, because it was chipped. They like chopped and screwed it in there because it was in the conversation about confidence. So that it didn't make sense the way it was placed. So they just threw it in there so we could know. That's how I felt.
No, yeah, because I think probably
and then and it goes into like just her rapid fire. She's just speaking and going because she's always on. She's not stopping and processing or thinking about. She's not thinking about how she's feeling, and she's not thinking about what she's saying before she says it. She's just going, because even when she made the comment about Adam being hot, she didn't even realize she said it. She was like, I said that? Like, oh my God. Like, she is not connected to her body whatsoever. And I literally wrote down, this is a therapeutic exercise for her and nothing else. And nothing else. She's just sitting here talking all of her thoughts out loud as she's processing them. And she doesn't know where they're going to land because she's just going and going and going and going. So I was at the very least, she getting group therapy. That's about it though. Like for real.
Yeah. But on the Nick side, like it is interesting. I don't look.
Yeah. I mean, he's a reality TV star. He's been on several TV shows. I do think there are times when he meets her with very good questions, like the one about, are you ready for a relationship, or what happened in your past? And she's just like, I don't want to talk about it. And he's like, well, let's not get sidetracked. Like, let's go back to the original conversation. Yeah. So it's very clear he is like conscious, but at the same time, he's very cookie cutter, very buttoned up. And so, yeah, it's also probably really hard to get to know him in this experience too. It's just Courtney just so damn bad. You forget about Nick and his possible shit. You know, it's no space for him whatsoever because she's literally sucking the emotional air out of the room.
Yeah, she like running across, and he's just the sitting on the couch, not even watching every move.
Girl.
It's contagious.
Hand on heart. Please, just feel your body for a second.
No facts. All right. Anything else on them?
Yeah, no. Well, actually, let's go into Felipe and Tori, because Felipe, he liked him some drama. He liked to make sure he in everybody's shit, boy. Because he turned to Nick and was like, how does it feel to be rejected by your wife? I wanted Nick so bad when Tori brought up the leaving after sex to go back and say, how does it feel to be rejected by your wife?
Not petty.
I wanted him to do that so bad. I said, Nick, come on. You know we want the reality TV. But he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
That's why it's like sometimes it's like, Nick, like you've been on so many TV shows, like, but you're really not a TV show personality. I don't understand what this is about. But he was talking about the acting. I was like, is this your angle? Are you trying to parlay this into acting?
He would be a good actor. He would not be a good I mean, maybe he would be, because he's just I don't know. He's not when he said he wanted to be an actor, I was surprised, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Tori and Felipe fighting the urge.
Yeah, he is. And people was coming in the comments talking about his morals. Me personally, I just feel like sometimes if you have a higher power and guide, it's not to say that people who don't are just absent of morality. I'm not saying that, but I do think naturally when you have some type of rule book, handbook, cultural principles, something, it just keeps you grounded a little bit more. That's not, I know plenty of Christians who've cheated. I know Muslims who done been in a domestic situation. So that's not to say that it's just like bulletproof. I'm not saying that at all. For those who were offended by my comment, I just feel like,
but I didn't personally. I didn't appreciate the comment. I didn't. I think what you said was just fine. That
yeah, it was just in for them too. She's somebody who's very grounded in her faith.
She wants a framework.
She's talking about it, right, and leading with it, and he is not. And then he's also coming with this idea of he doesn't know if he can be faithful, right? And the basis of any religion is faith. You know what I'm saying? And so he don't have faith in himself. So that's all I'm saying. It's like there is an absence of faith that is likely impacting how he feels he's going to show up in this marriage, because by God, between these episodes and what we see coming up, I'm tired of him talking about whether or not he could be in this damn marriage. And I'm waiting for Tori to say, you know what? I'm good on you. No, you can't be faithful. You have all of these fears. Do what she did in that last relationship. Pack up her shit and go.
I did like what the therapist said to him about being curious versus looking for passion, because when he keeps talking about losing the passion, exactly what she said is what I kept thinking. It's like, it's gonna happen. Like, it actually is gonna happen. And so what are you here for beyond? Like, my mom was recently even talking to me about, like, she's like, your feelings are gonna not even always be there. Sometimes they're there, and then sometimes they're not. She's like, but what's enduring is the value and the respect that you have for this person. And it's just like, that's my person. But it's like, the romance of it goes up and down. She's been married for 40 years, been with my dad for forever. And so it's like, I think people, if you're going to step into marriage, you have to recognize what this circle that you're deciding to put yourself in is about, And so he just doesn't seem clear on that. You're not going to get everything in that circle. Yeah. You're going to have to give up some things to get in that circle. New booty, you got to give it up. The novelty of it, you got to give it up. Okay, you got to keep, but you shouldn't hopefully get any, STDs. You shouldn't get any issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully, because you got one person. You trade-offs.
Yeah, we'll see. It just seemed like he's soft launching being a cheater. I'll never forget my first relationship I was
cheater,
in.
You think? I keep thinking he's soft launching leaving.
If he ends up staying, he's soft launching being a cheater. If he leaves, he's soft launching leaving. I mean, either way, he's soft launching a lack of commitment to this, to Tori. Yeah. Okay,
and not only that, I want to circle back to the comment. And that's why I was annoyed by the comment that was like, "Oh, you think atheists don't have moral like."
Because they said that atheists and agnostic are the same thing.
No, not even that. Because what you said is that Tori wants someone who has a certain basically code of ethics, code of moral that she lives by, not just whether you choose to do it or not. And we're kind of in that space of, she wants to know, this is what my man's framework is. He believes in these things, and this is what he's trying to live his life by. It doesn't mean that somebody who's not a Christian, I ain't a Christian. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to argue against alternative religion, but to say that she wants someone who has a framework that includes morality or includes whatever, all the tenets of Christianity is very different. Like, that's a very particular thing, She wants that, and she wants his life to be ordered by that. An atheist person or agnostic person can choose that, of course, but you don't. That's something that he'd have to communicate and express. And I feel like it gives her more comfort to say, like, to see that this is the framework he believes in and it matches mine. And I think that's perfectly valid, at the end of the day, it depends on the person, of course. But I think that's perfectly valid to say, like, oh, no, I want a person who operates in this way, because he is free willy nilly. You know what I'm saying? He's really out there.
He over here, you done decided to go on this experience, and after the fact, you want to ask your dad, how do you know? How did you just stay? How did you not cheat on mom? Like, bitch, these are probably conversations you might have wanted to ask before you decided that you wanted to walk down the aisle. No, like, are these not like coming of man conversations as a man who has a father figure in your life, and you're deciding to go down the aisle because your daddy looks surprised that this is like a thing for you? Like, yeah, you was out there having fun. You never really brought a girl home for real, but You decided to be in this process, so you just choose, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. But yes, I do agree with you. It is the comfort of knowing, oh, if you decided to live your life by this faith, then this is kind of how
This what
you
you're
live your life.
for.
And it makes sense for how we're gonna, raise kids and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But there has not been a conversation from Filipe about what his value system is outside of family. Like, that's all I know about Filipe, is that he's very, very serious about family. Everything else, he's just very like, oh my God, he clearly lives a very like lustful life, because he's just like, I don't want to love bomb Tori. I need to make sure I actually like her, and I'm not just attracted to her. I'm worried about passion. Where is the value system that says, as a man of character, as a man of this moral code, as a man of this value set, I already know once I get married, all that shit is for the birds, because I have my character to lean on as an individual. It's not just about because I love Tori, I'm choosing to do this. It is because of the type of man that I am and the type of life that I live based on these moral principles and these codes, that I choose not to dibble and dabble in these behaviors anymore, because I've made a commitment to marriage, and a committed man in marriage ain't doing that.
Yeah, and I think also people define morality in different ways. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people think, like, especially some men, they can be oblivious to what they're doing, and they think like, oh, I'm not, as long as I'm like upfront with her, that's not immoral for me to like soft lunch. I'm letting her know that I'm gonna leave, or I'm gonna do,
and pause, it's like, because that goes back to the story I was trying to tell earlier, and you cut me off. But I was gonna say, I have my very first boyfriend literally told me before we got yes, my very first boyfriend, he told me before we got together, he was like, don't let me get a girlfriend, because I know that I have an issue with cheating. Mind you, we end up dating, he cheats, and later on tells me, well, I told you not to let me get a girlfriend. He thinks because he was honest and upfront about it, that it was supposed to change something.
Yeah. Like, and I think that's so good. Your example, I accept it into my story. Okay. Say no. But that's exactly what I was trying to say. It's like, cause like I said, that comment actually, cause I responded to that thing. Sometimes if the fingers get a little spicy, it's me responding. Okay. Victoria be like, I'm nice. Cleaning it up. She's nice. She cleans up the comments when I come in there with a little spice. But if you come in with the spice, I will look. Okay. Because I feel like, I'm like, did you edit that comment? My response to that comment. Oh, okay, because I was like,
I'll let you have it.
Yes, because it annoyed me a little bit. But I said that to say that, like, morality is defined differently. Like, Filipe could be sitting here saying, like, I am being moral, I'm telling her, and blah, 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 blah. And so he could have no angst on his heart. But when she has, again, her framework of her, religion, or what they feel like is morality and blah, 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 then she's it offers clarity a little bit more to be in that same religion, that same circle of, like, this is how we operate. This is what faithfulness is. This is what, commitment is. All of those good things. You get what I'm saying? Because I know some Christians, they be like, your eyes can't even wonder. Okay. So it's some parameters. It's some strict parameters over there. And she want that clarity. Ain't anybody saying he a horrible guy, but you got to make sure someone's moral conduct and their standards are in alignment with yours. And, it isn't 100% proof. Nothing is 100% proof, but having the same framework and shared values and religion and things like that can help. And so the girl just wants some clarity. But anyway, anything else on them? Did we have any other things? They did have sex again, and she said she didn't run, so that was good. I mean, good in a sense, because it also feels like, don't you lean in and he lean out, like.
Yeah, I take that as I don't want you to feel bad, baby, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay down the cat again for you, because I don't want you to think. Yeah, I'm waiting. I need to hear more from Tori. I need to hear more from her. Hopefully this next episode we see a little bit more. I feel like we got a little less of them as a couple, just in general. Yeah, I need to hear more from her, like what she's thinking when she hears his issues, or reservations about commitment.
Yeah, at the end of the thing, and we didn't talk about it for the other couples, but I think they were undecided, right? But like at the end, these two said yes, right? And I was side-eyeing Tori. I was like, yes. And I was side-eyeing Felipe. I'm like, bruh. Did he say yes too? That's what I wrote in my notes. But I'm like, yes. I'm like, my notes must be wrong. He said yes.
Yes.
I blacked that out of my mind. But
yeah, they both said yes, and Cameron and Michelle said yes. But
yeah, no, Cameron and Michelle is given that they're gonna move forward. You know. So
yeah, well, let's get into them anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they're doing well. I was a little when the money was brought up, but I think that was reassured very well. She said, "You give me protector, baby. It's no problem." Like, and I see that you work really hard. You have a vision, and I think that's actually the perfect way to describe it. You know, if the money ain't there, but you are passionate about what you're doing. I know your job is not having you coming home to me upset at night and frustrated, and you don't want to tend to your kids and nothing like that. It's all good and gravy, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big one on money, but most of the times I tend to not find men who make more than me. I have before, for sure. So it's never been a big issue, but it's like, I one time I went so low though. I was like, this is the floor. And so I'm about to come up, okay? Because I'm very just like, I'm a flower child that's really like in capitalism. So, you know, like that's what I am. But it's like, okay, I have it. Like, you know, we be all right together. But so I don't judge the money situation that much. But I realized, like I said, I went too low one time. Okay,
yeah, I went can't go too low.
You said what?
It can't go too low.
Yeah,
you gotta be able to buy something in the household.
No, I went too low one time. But it was not for a long time. But it was like I was unaware because I just knew this person for a long time, and you know I knew him from college and things like that. And I was just like, oh, they're educated. And I'm just like, oh, but you're not applying that education. Well, I don't know what's happening. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it just wasn't a good fit. But very very nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too much on them. I feel like they are probably I don't know if they're gonna go the long haul, but they seem to be trying to make it work. And like the expert said, they're having the difficult conversations which caused them to grow. So
yeah, the biggest thing I think about with them is the Seattle Portland thing, because he seemed like when he said he's about to leave, it's like for a while, right?
I think like a week, like that.
Oh,
I don't know if it's like a while.
I thought he was just going back to his job, and maybe they're gonna do weekend commuting or something.
Yeah, I don't know, child. Oh well, yeah. It seems like every weekend they might see each other or something like that. It's a 3-hour drive.
I don't know. Problem if that's the thing. And I will say for her, she does seem like she might be able to get that. You know, she work in corporate and tech. She should be able to find a remote job, but they trying to dry them things up. But but she should be able to find one.
Yeah, she'll be all right. And then last but not least, we have Caitlyn and Devin. This is another one that I feel like, well, he said I cannonballed into a frozen lake. It is most definitely still a frozen lake, no matter how you dip it and slip it. You can go to all her cycle classes. You can do all the relaxing and chilling. I love how the expert, what's his name, said you need when she was like, I need someone to ground you. He said that's not his job. That's not the job of a relationship, to ground you and keep you emotionally in tune with yourself. That's up to you, honey.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And he said, love doesn't diminish you. It asks for more of you. It should never diminish you. I thought that was beautiful. Beautifully said.
Yeah. And it was so accurate for this relationship. Yeah. Like, I think Devin might be a codependent because he's just like, you know what they say, be the thermostat and not the thermometer.
No,
is that what it is?
But I understand what you're saying.
Or maybe it's the opposite, but it's like you take the temperature of the room or you adjust to the temperature. So I think it's the other way around. And he adjusts to the temperature. Yes. He's a thermostat. The thermometer. Yes. He's the thermometer.
Yeah.
And the thermostat, you know, just
No,
says, "Hey."
the thermostat is the
Adjuster?
adjuster.
Oh.
The thermometer is the reader.
I was just thinking that once you put it in your mouth, though, it adjusts to your temperature. I don't know. One of them.
Maybe.
So I don't know. But either way, whatever one is, you get this thing. We're breaking it down too much. I'm getting too much in the weeds. But whatever one is, I agree with that. There's something to be said for like assessing what's happening around you and reporting like, hey, this is how this is doing. This is what, taking the temperature versus like becoming like saying like, oh, they need this, so let me adjust and become that. And he definitely is doing that. And I like him. He has very thoughtful. Out of all the men who speak, I'd be like, Devin. But he has that, I guess, that feminine energy, also masculine energy, but he has the feminine emotional intelligence. I guess that's what he has.
Yeah, I think he has a good mix of both. I was with the experts when they said he's the most committed because he is willing to try and do so much to make Caitlyn comfortable. He's not stuck in his ways. Yeah. I was very surprised that he said, I thought I was going to come in here and love bomb her. I was like, who told you that? Because I don't feel like that was the vibe that he was on at all.
I think it's the neediness piece of it, or the I'm a be like in your face. That's what he's speaking to, that she was like, I think it was mostly her, but I think he did have and
the language, though. The language was a little like, who gave you this language? It was given to me that Caitlyn said maybe like, it feels like you're love bombing me or something. And now he's personalizing it and taking it on.
Yeah.
The other thing I did not like was her friends talking about his hair. I didn't really like that. Yeah. Like, whether you have an opinion or not. Yeah, but it's like, why are you getting on your friend's man? Like,
true, because if that was my man, it'd be like,
kind of hard with it too. No, literally, I'd be like, bitch, mind your business. My man, like, his hair dyed, and it is what it is. Like,
it's like, you fucking him? What?
Right, exactly. You don't have to look at him every day. I do. So I didn't like that. I didn't like the comfort that the friends had to just come out and say that. It was giving a bit much. And Caitlyn too. I was like, Devin, you should have ran when Caitlyn mentioned that she don't like plants. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no facts.
Like, that is like, who? I know that everybody's not a plant person, but to just be like, ugh, at a plant, like, oh, maybe you're so dry and you don't like nature. Like, girl, come on. You don't even like to have a little oxygen in the room.
That's hilarious. One thing though I did feel is that the experts didn't get on her enough, like, personally.
No, they didn't.
I understood what they were saying. I guess they kind of got on her through him, but I just felt like she brought a lot of the like, by telling him to like, love is not supposed to diminish who you are and all this different thing, because it was like an indirect dig at her. But I feel like there should have been a little bit more active discussion towards
about
her
what she wants, and if she wants to be in this relationship, they should have been a little bit more direct with her, for sure.
That's funny.
And asking her if she ready.
I know, right? But anywho, I don't have anything else on them. Are they the last couple?
Yeah, they are the last couple, child. We up out of her. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments. Find us on TikTok and Instagram at Black Girls Talking TV. Share this with a friend. We're trying to get our subscribers up, and we appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
Hype us up.
And we will catch you for the finale episodes. Bye.
All right, bye.